Hey guys, Jeff here with Scout Survival Group, and today we have the Junglas from ESEE Knives. This knife was recently given to me by Mike Perrin over at ESEE Knives. So I want to do a little bit of a review. Today's the first day out with this knife, so I haven't done a lot with it really yet. So we're going to do a little bit of batoning, a little bit of chopping, and we'll talk about the knife a little bit. It's not going to be a very long video, but I want to give you the specs on this knife first. The overall length is 16.5 inches. The cutting edge length is 9.75. The overall blade length is 10.38. The blade width is 2 inches. The weight of the knife only without the sheath is 23 ounces. So it's a heavy knife, but this is a machete slash knife. It's pretty big. Great for chopping, great for the jungle, great for bushwhacking. Some more specs here. The steel is 1095 carbon steel, and the handles are micarta. It has a hammer pommel with a lanyard hole in the end, and I have a lanyard, small lanyard on the end right there, and I'll show you what I use that for kind of with this knife, besides just keeping it in your hand. Anyways, let's have a quick look at it here, and we'll see what it can do. And like I said, this is my first day out with this knife, so I have a lot more testing to do with it, but every knife that ESEE makes is absolutely incredible. And another thing I wanted to mention about ESEE Knives is they have a no questions asked lifetime warranty. So if you have any issues with this knife, other than general wear, if anything breaks on this knife, they have a great warranty. So that's one of the reasons to buy ESEE Knives. It's just that alone. You don't have much to worry about at all. So let's take a look at it. So it comes with this sheath right here. This is a Kydex sheath, and it's similar to the other sheaths that it comes with, except for this one has this Molly backing piece here. So the knife goes into the Kydex, has a retention screw right here that you can tighten up to lock the blade into place, but with it, it still stays in pretty nice without locking it. I don't have it locked right now. It stays in nice. Has another retention right here, and if you need to, you can also use this retention again right here. So that's a 3-point retention. You have retention here, here, and here. So great sheath that comes with it. I have actually ordered a leather sheath to go with it, because I'm going to have a leather sheath that goes over my shoulder, so I can have the knife right about here like that, and I can pull it out, put it back in, and there's a leather strap that keeps it into place. So that's what I'm going to be using. But this sheath right here is a great sheath that it comes with. Put that aside. Okay, here's the knife. I'm also going to do a little bit more sharpening with this. I have an appointment with a custom knife maker that does some of my regrinding and stuff. We're just going to put a little bit bigger edge on this right here. Not much work I'm going to do to this thing. This thing is great. It has a great handle. It has a nice stop in the back here to keep your hand in place, as well as one in the front. So it feels really nice in your hand. It's also rounded right here on the micarta handle. So it feels really nice in the hand. So let's do a little bit of batoning and chopping and see what this thing can do. I have some birch here that's fairly green. Batoning is not going to be a problem with this knife at all. Even larger pieces. With a 10-inch blade, there's a lot that this thing can do. So it can process small pieces of firewood pretty well. Let's see how it does with this dry. I believe this is oak that I have. It's been sitting around my camp here for a while. This is some knotty hardwood. Let's see how it works with this. piece of hardwood. Batons pretty well. Let's see how it chops. This is a piece of fairly dead wood. Still pretty hard though. Not too bad for hardwood. And I got some birch here that's fairly green. Chops pretty nicely too. For a knife, that's not too bad. Of course, an axe is going to do a better job. It's going to be easier, but for a knife, that's pretty cool, you know, to be able to do that. This is a great tool right here. So, another thing you can do with a knife this big, when you have a lanyard, is this. Put the lanyard way up high, and you can hold the knife like this. So if you needed to use this knife for skinning or something like that, or a delicate task, you could. Get the lanyard up high like that, and you could you know, carve away some skin, or whatever you're going to do. If you wanted to scrape some bark, just with a tip. So that's another way you can use a large knife like that if you have a small lanyard on it. It holds the knife in position pretty safely. This would be a great way to skin if you needed to. If this is the only knife that you had, this is the way that you could do it. Now, I don't know if this is the knife that I would bring. If I only could bring one knife, possibly. I have to test it out a lot more to actually see, but as I see today, this is probably going to be a winner because this can do a lot. This can almost do what an axe can do and a knife can do. So this is a great tool. Chopping, batoning, cutting, notching, skinning, bushwhacking. It can do quite a bit. So we'll test it some more and we'll see what we think of it, but this is a great tool right here. This feels very nice in the hand. Great tool.